I had a request on one of my last videos for a Rampage weapon build, as well as a few people voicing a general distaste for the Rampage Insect Glaive as a whole, and in testing this week I started to understand why. None of the elemental variations seem to be anything to write home about, given that every elemental Rampage skill also drops your raw attack significantly, and building a purely raw attack variation seems to fall into the same niche as any other meta crit-focused set. However, with the addition of layered weapon skins and the new final upgrade to the Rampage tree, I think there may still be a lot of potential to make this weapon more fun and comfortable to play. So today, I'll be detailing two builds that I came up with to show off my favorite layered designs, one offering a meta-adjacent raw damage option for play that won't feel too far from home, and another that may very well be my new favorite glaive to use. Coincidentally, all of the armor pieces for my previous build will fit perfectly for both of these variations, and the decorations and talisman requirements are the same for both versions of the weapon. Kaiser Crown is the headpiece with a grinder decoration equipped, followed by the Vaik Mail with a handicraft, a crit boost, and a second grinder decoration. Sinister Gauntlets for the arms with another crit boost jewel, Anja Coil for the waist with a weakness exploit and 2 stamina thief decorations, and finally the Ingot Greaves for the legs with a final stamina thief decoration. For the Petalace, either Absolute or Demon will work fine, depending on how comfortable you want to feel, versus a slight boost in damage output. And for the Talisman, the only requirement is either 2 level 2 slots to maximize the weakness exploit, or simply having 2 weakness exploit on the Talisman to begin with. The set I use will be the exact same for both versions, so I'll mainly be focusing on how to build the weapon itself and what my favorite cosmetic layered settings are for using it. For the most basic variation, I went with a crit-focused raw build. Sharpness Type 1 offers a reasonable amount of white sharpness with Handicraft 3 on the build, and this offers a lot more damage potential for a longer period of time than any of the other Rampage skills in this section. All of the other sharpness types either felt lackluster or didn't ever reach white sharpness despite requiring huge losses in raw attack. Since we're doing a raw build, I opted for non-elemental boost as the next skill, and finally Affinity Surge offers the best reward for the final skill with the lowest sacrifice to overall damage. I decided to use Foe Beetle for my Kinsect because while Carnage Beetle is a higher rarity for slightly more damage, Foe Beetle allows you to collect both Essence 2 and 3 at the same time, instantly granting earplugs even on first encountering a monster. This version feels reasonable. It can compete with many of the most meta builds that I've made, given the high base damage and 95% affinity on weak spots, and I took this opportunity with its layered skin to finally give the Hiten blade design a much needed upgrade. For the appearance alone, this has also quickly become a regular for me. But making this got me thinking, which other glaives that didn't receive an update in 3.0 could be improved with the Rampage weapon? The most exciting answer I could find, and the reason for today's video, and likely my next, is the Illusory Frilled Jab. Currently, the Somnicanth Glaive is the only standard option for dealing sleep damage, and unfortunately, without any new upgrades, the rarity for this weapon is capped at 5 with an absolutely abysmal purely green sharpness bar, in addition to a fairly low base attack. Now, in looking through the skills for the Rampage Glaive to try making a better version of this, I discovered a similar problem here to one with the Bullfango Hunting Horn. For the horn, upgrading the weapon beyond a certain point completely changes the Rampage skills, leaving the final version without the attack boost option previously offered. With the additional upgrade tier added to the Rampage weapon in 3.0, all status effect skills also received a slight upgrade, with the catch being another significant loss in raw damage. However, if we look at the previous upgrade tier, while most of the other status effects receive a meaningful increase in exchange for this attack debuff, Sleep 2 only offers a 2-point increase in build-up for a sacrifice of 10 base damage, making Sleep 1 significantly better by a wide margin. With Sharpness Type 1 and Affinity Surge also equipped, this build offers a substantial upgrade to the Somnicanth Glaive in almost every aspect. My favorite way to use this has been in conjunction with the Powder Insect Kinkataman, making this glaive capable of building up 3 different status ailments at once: poison, paralysis, and sleep. This glaive is also capable of pulling off one of the most complicated tricks possible with the Insect Glaive entirely by itself, putting the monster to sleep just before a fully charged up Diving Wyvern and landing potentially the highest possible number for Insect Glaive without the aid of your buddies. And with 2 Palamutes, both equipped with Barking Bells, Gilly, and Heavy Strike Scrolls, status effect up, and with their behavior set to follow to reduce the likelihood of them waking up the monster themselves, I found myself averaging an extra 2, 3, even 4 naps per hunt depending on the monster. This was so consistent that in my first hunt testing, I was able to nearly break 1,000 damage on a wake up hit during a hunt without any serious effort at all. For the sake of what the weapon aims to accomplish, I like to use the illusory frilled jab layered skin, both because the design for this weapon is pretty awesome, and because this offers the only substantial replacement for the Somnicanth Sleep Glaive. Finally, here are my layered armor settings for the silly Bullfango costume I've been using. The colors aren't perfect, but all around I really like how the armor pieces look together. If the bull mask is a little too ridiculous for your taste, I'd also recommend the Flame Seal eye patch as a more professional replacement. Thanks for watching, everyone. The support for my last video was an amazing surprise, and I can't express enough how much I appreciate it. I hope you'll stick around for more gaming content in the near future. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and leave a comment if there's anything in particular you'd like to see me do next. I hope everyone has as much fun trying this weapon as I did, and let me know what your preferred Rampage Glaive set is if I happen to miss anything important. Have a great week, everyone. I already have most of the test footage I need for my next Insect Glaive video on how to achieve the highest damage possible, so definitely be looking forward to that in the near future.